Japan is one of the easiest countries to travel to in the world if you have the right apps. But without them, simple things like taking the train, ordering food, or even finding your hotel can be surprisingly stressful.
After multiple trips to Japan, these are the 14 apps we couldn't travel here without. And setting these up before your trip will save you a lot of money, time, and confusion once you land.
Number 1, Google Maps. Honestly, we couldn't function in Japan without Google Maps. It's that important. So when you arrive into Japan, you'll arrive either into Tokyo or Osaka, and you want to make your way into the city. A lot of people will be using public transport, and it's really handy to be able to use Google Maps to be able to figure out how to actually get from the airport into the city and make your way to your hotel. So even when you're on foot, it's really incredibly helpful to use Google Maps. And another thing, when you're in Tokyo, the station is incredibly complex. Tokyo Station is like a maze, and so you can feel overwhelmed at times, especially during like the peak rush hour periods, which can feel like all day. People just crisscrossing, the Japanese workers just crisscrossing in the station. And so it's very important to know which platform you are going to so you can take the right train. And then when you arrive at your destination, which exit to take. So Google Maps is a lifesaver when you're coming to Japan, so make sure you have it downloaded. And a pro tip, if you're traveling with luggage, once you put your destination in on Google Maps, you'll see 3 dots in the top right-hand corner. You want to tap that and then go to options. And then you want to tap wheelchair accessible. So what this does is it avoids steps and prefers lifts. And in Japan, it is incredibly accurate. So you don't want to be having large luggage, which we recommend for Japan, and actually having to go upstairs. It is going to make your life so much harder. With this one, you're going to be able to take lifts and escalators, and you're going to be avoiding steps, making your life so much easier.
Number 2, Google Translate. If there's one app that is going to save you in Japan in everyday situations, this is the one. So in Japan, everything will be pretty much in Japanese. We are talking about menus, signs, or even random packaging in konbini. So if you want to buy a snack or whatever, you will be just kind of second guessing like what you're going for.
Every day we're using Google Translate. It's that important. I just said that in the Google Maps, but that's fine. That's because we honestly use it on a daily basis because there's so many times that Japanese writing is there and there's no English translation. And so all we do with our Google Translate is just point at the signage with the camera mode, and it automatically translates it into multiple languages. And then suddenly you know actually what you're ordering or what you're getting, and it's really important. Another thing is that Japanese people don't speak that much English, so it's really useful to have Google Translate because you can have some kind of dialogue with the locals by asking like simple questions, and so it's a really good tool to have when coming to Japan. Number 3, Klook. If there's one app you absolutely need to get before coming to Japan, it's Klook, especially if you're traveling during cherry blossom season. And honestly guys, if you haven't booked your activities or experiences yet, then you need to be booking them right away.
Cherry blossom season is the busiest time to visit Japan, which means that people plan sometimes their trips a year in advance, and that means that most of the popular attractions, tours, or day trips are either completely sold out or you're left with the worst timings.
And after traveling all that way to Japan, the last thing that you want to happen is for you to miss out on them experiences that you've been waiting possibly months or even years for. That's why we highly recommend booking your activities through Klook. It's the number 1 platform for booking tours, activities, and transport in Japan, and pretty much everything you want to do during your trip is on the app. And right now they're running a cherry blossom sale with up to 50% off Japan activities, and you can use our code JKarolinaKlook for extra savings on top, so you're not just saving once, you're saving twice.
What we personally love is that you can browse the Klook website or app in multiple languages, pay in your own currency, and keep all of your bookings in one place. It makes traveling around Japan so much easier because you already know what you're doing each day, and most bookings come with QR codes, so you can simply scan and go. So if you're planning a trip for cherry blossom season or you're already here, make sure you book your experiences as soon as possible so you don't miss out.
And don't forget to use our code JKarolinaKlook to save yourself some money. You can simply scan the QR code on screen, or you can click click the link in the description below.
Number 4, Go Taxi. Think of this app as the Uber of Japan. The app is in English, you can pay by card, and the fare is shown up front, so there's no surprises there.
And it's especially helpful if you're traveling with heavy luggage, which I imagine a lot of you will be, to pack up, stock up on all of the Japanese shopping opportunities. Your luggage is going to be very heavy, so it's very useful to use Go Taxi for that. Also, when you're out late, public transport in Japan doesn't run really late into the middle of the night, so it is a lifesaver when you have Go Taxi. Number 5, digital Suica card. So if you have an iPhone, this is going to make your life so much easier in Japan, because instead of buying a physical Suica card at the station, you can actually install a digital Suica right onto your phone that sits inside of your Apple Wallet, and you can even do this before coming to Japan, so you don't need to worry about getting a Suica card when you arrive into Japan. Setting it up literally takes under a minute inside of your Apple Wallet. So the first thing you want to do is open the Wallet app on your iPhone, and then what you want to do is tap the plus sign in the top right hand corner, and then what you want to do is choose your travel card and then search for Suica, and then you want to add the card to your Apple Wallet, pick how much money you want to load to start with, and then you're done. You can now tap your phone at train gates, buses, or even vending machines. And the best part is that you can instantly top up your card on the Apple Wallet, so you don't need to worry about going to a ticket machine and carrying coins and topping up your card. You can do that within the Apple Wallet. Number 6, SIM Local. Now here's the thing. All these apps we've been talking about, Google Maps, Google Translate, Go Taxi, Klook, you can't actually use these apps without internet. Without data, Japan can honestly feel quite overwhelming. The moment you arrive in Japan, you're instantly relying on your phone, whether that's using Google Maps to navigate Tokyo's chaotic metro system, translating menus with Google Translate, or simply figuring out how to get from the airport to your hotel. That's why one of the very first things we recommend when you land in Japan is setting up an eSIM. If you've never used one before, it's basically a digital SIM card you install on your phone in seconds, no queues at the airport, no fiddling with tiny SIM trays, you're just instantly connected the moment you land. The eSIM we personally recommend is SIM Local, because they partner directly with the best local networks in Japan, so you always get the strongest 4G and 5G coverage. Prices are super competitive, and they even have unlimited plans with a generous 10 gigs per day at full speed. You can hotspot and tether without limits, so you can share your data with your laptop or partner's phone. So if you're coming to Japan, we highly recommend setting this up before your flight, so that when you land into Japan, you're instantly connected to the internet. I mean, literally on the tarmac. You can simply scan our QR code on screen or click the link in the description, and don't forget to use our code Karolina to get 5% off your eSIM.
Number 7, Payke app. This is the app which is honestly the cheat code for shopping in Japan. And it's pretty straightforward, because you just use your phone to scan any of the barcodes of the products, and it instantly gives you the information all in English. It's incredibly useful in convenience stores or drugstores, because basically it shows you the ingredients list, what the product is all about, and you don't have to worry if you have any allergies, because you can see all of the ingredients which are inside the product. For example, I did even choose to scan the barcode of the famous Ichiran ramen shop, and it not only gave me the ingredients list, the history of the product, but also how to even boil the ramen itself, which was incredibly useful and cool.
Number 8, Tabelog. So finding where to eat in Japan can be incredibly overwhelming, because there are just so many places to choose from and so many good places. Now, the first thing you might start doing when you're researching restaurants is to look at Google Maps, but that's more limited in Japan because Japanese people use Tabelog, they don't use Google Maps, and so all the reviews and suggestions you're gonna get are gonna be geared more towards tourists and not locals, and the best food you're gonna find is on Tabelog. Now, the great thing that has happened recently is that before the app was just in Japanese, and now it's in English. So I'm on the app right now, and you can actually filter by which city you're in Japan. You can also filter by categories of food, so sushi, yakiniku, izakaya, yakitori. And then when you click through to one of the places that interests you, you can not only see the ratings, which are going to come on shortly, but you can also reserve on the app. And so most of the reservations that from our experience in Japan was through Tabelog and not through Google. And it's very nice to be able to get an overview of all the best selections of food places in your area. And when it comes to the reviews, don't be surprised when you see like a rating like 3.5, because 3.5 in Japan on Tabelog is actually very good, and like anything above 4 is exceptional. And that's because Japanese reviewers are, well, Japanese people in general are more critical of how they review food. And so when you look on Google Maps and you see like a 3, it's bad but in like the Western world, let's say. But in Japan, it is good.
Number 9, Happy Cow. This is an absolute must-have app when you're vegetarian or vegan in Japan.
Finding plant-based foods here in Japan might be more difficult than you expect. And that's because foods that look vegetarian are not vegetarian, because they may contain fish sauce, bonito flakes, and hidden animal products.
Happy Cow helps you find verified vegan and vegetarian places, along with reviews, menus, and clear dietary labels, so you're not actually stressing out on the go where you can actually eat.
Number 10, xCurrency app. So when you come to Japan, the currency is in yen, in Japanese yen, and it can be surprisingly confusing, the numbers, because, for example, you go for lunch, you pay 1,500 yen, or maybe you're doing a hotel booking and it comes to 10,000 yen. It might be quite confusing to you actually what that means in your own currency. The xCurrency app makes this really easy for you because you can convert the Japanese yen into your home currency, so you know exactly what you're spending at all times. And it even works offline, so if you're in the metro and you don't have any connection to the internet, or if you are in somewhere with no signal, you can still use the xCurrency app.
Number 11, Bounce. If you're traveling around Japan, you will quickly realize how much of a pain luggage can be. Maybe you check out of your Tokyo hotel in the morning, but your Shinkansen to Kyoto isn't until later in the day. Or you arrive in Osaka hours before your Airbnb check-in. That's where Bounce is really useful. It helps you find secure luggage storage locations near train stations, shops, and hotels, so you can simply drop your bags off and explore hands-free instead of dragging a suitcase through crowded streets or temples.
It's affordable, it's insured, and honestly, it makes travel days in Japan way less stressful. You can scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to download the Bounce app. Number 12, Japan Auto Connect Wi-Fi app. So this app connects you to all the Wi-Fi hotspots in Japan. All you need to do is download the app and register once. We still recommend getting an eSIM because it's more reliable and has better security. But if you run out of data or if there is no signal, this is a great backup option.
Number 13, NERV Disaster Prevention app. So even though Japan is one of the safest countries to travel in the world, because of its geographical location, things like earthquakes or typhoons can occasionally happen. The NERV Disaster Prevention app gives you real-time updates in English, whether that's information about earthquakes, tsunami updates, or severe weather conditions. And actually, when we were in Tokyo, we received on our phone an update regarding earthquake, which was actually in Nikko. It was level 4. The scale was, I think, 2 at our location, but we could see the lamp moving and kind of like...
It was a light kind of earthquake for us, so nothing crazy, but it is useful to have the app just in case something does happen.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind, exactly. Number 14, Flush, an app you don't think you'll need until you really need it. So what Flush does is it identifies all the nearest public toilets wherever you are in Japan, because trust us, at some point during your trip, this will become the most important app on your phone. So those are our 14 must-have apps when traveling to Japan. If you found this video useful, we have so many other video resources covering Japan, where to go, what it's like traveling in different places, and also lots of tips and tricks for Japan. So go check those out, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the
next video.
Oh dear.